One of the deadliest shootouts of the Old West took place not far from here. Let's go see where it happened. That pin shows the location of the small town of Ingalls, Oklahoma. It's about an hour and a half northeast of my home base in Oklahoma City. Let's ride up there, and I'll try to describe what happened there in the fall of 1893. I'm going to stop in here and pick up some road food. This place is called the Wandering Brew, and it's in the town of Perkins. We'll get to the eating part later, but in a nutshell, this episode is part of our series called Saddlebag Takeout. For weeks when out riding, I visit some local restaurant, I buy food to go, pack it in my saddlebags, and then enjoy it at some scenic or historic place. Okay, let's go find Ingalls, Oklahoma. We're now coming up on the town of Ingalls. Okay, what's the history here? Well, on September 1st, 1893, one of the deadliest shootouts of the Old West took place here, and history books refer to it as the Battle of Ingalls. On that fateful day, a posse of 14 U.S. Marshals rode into town to capture members of the notorious Doolin-Dalton gang. This gang, also called the Wild Bunch, had been using Ingalls as a hideout after a string of bank and train robberies.
The building behind me is the Ingalls Hotel. The actual building where the Battle for Ingalls took place was a saloon back that way somewhere. It no longer exists. What happened was in September of 1892, U.S. Marshals were tipped off that a famous gang, the Doolin-Dalton gang, was in Ingalls, and they came here to see if they could find them. They found them at that saloon, and what happened then was a gunfight between U.S. Marshals and this gang and pretty much every other outlaw that was in town. A lot of citizens in the town. Everyone was shooting at everybody. The battle was huge. It went on for over an hour, and numerous lawmen were killed in the fight. Strangely, there were no deaths on the side of the Doolin-Dalton gang. There were injuries, but they all basically escaped. But they would all be captured soon after, and they were all either killed or tried in the months after this took place. So, right here, 1892, the largest gunfight in Oklahoma's history took place right here in Ingalls, Oklahoma. There's a little piece of history right here. And as a lot of people did back in the day, they came to the Ingalls Hotel for a bite to eat. This is a saddlebag takeout episode. Luckily, I happen to have some food in my saddlebag. One of the advantages of riding around with a sandwich in your saddlebags is if you get to an amazing place like this, you can eat lunch here. So, I stopped in a little coffee shop / cafe in the town of Perkins and picked up a bagel sandwich. The store was called The Wandering Brew. They're very nice people. Made me this sandwich. It's been in the saddlebag for less than 30 minutes. So let's taste it and see what it tastes like. And I'll sit here and maybe have a bite to eat in a historic Oklahoma place. Very good. So, thumbs up. It's very good. Perkins, Oklahoma, The Wandering Brew bagel sandwich in the saddlebag. Boy, if this old building could talk.
Okay, well, thanks for coming along with me today to this historic Old West location. This place was fascinating. I just wish there were more of the old buildings around that we could look at. But out here on the prairie, wooden buildings just really can't last very long. If you like this kind of stuff, consider subscribing to the channel. We have much more adventure travel coming up, and we hope you'll join us. Thanks again, and we'll see you next time.